Welcome to the 7-8 podcast,
where falling down isn't failure
and getting back up is the secret to life. What's up, everybody? Michael Johnson here with the 7-8 podcast and Miss Lexi Rafael, your co-host.
Hey there.
We are excited to be here because as we get deeper and deeper into the 7-8 show, we are unveiling more and more about 7-8 and the principle about 7-8 and the concept behind 7-8. And we hope that you guys are having a great time. We've loved seeing the comments and seeing the interaction, and keep sending it our way. You can like, subscribe, share, comment, do all those things, because those help us to know that we're doing the right thing for you guys and allow us to know to keep going. And we're just like you. We want to know that we should keep going. So let us know. And you can do that just by hitting the like button or subscribe. So anyway, today's episode is all about businesses gone by. And I say businesses, but even just projects and things that we've done in the past that have gone by. Now, I'm not going to use the word fail, because in some instances they weren't failures. Some instances they told us exactly what it, or they showed us exactly what it was that we didn't want anymore, and that what we didn't want to do anymore. And I think sometimes people look at the things that happen like our quote unquote failures, or things that didn't go the way we wanted, and we forget to look at those and go, wait a second, that showed me exactly what I didn't want. So I'll lead the way. I know I'm talking a lot, Lex. Hi, how are you today?
I am great. I was just letting you go. And
awesome.
I'm
going to lead the way with this story because this is a pertinent story on our journey, and we'll kind of bounce around in the timeline. So, just for all you timeline nuts out there like Lexi.
That's me. I will let it happen. I will let you jump.
Okay, I appreciate
that. It might
that.
drive me crazy.
Yeah, well, it might. And so if you're a timeline junkie like Lexi, just know that she feels your pain. And I don't. So, so I want to start by, talking about this. This is a big deal for me. I started my company, my personal development company, and did it while I was dancing professionally, and then completely stopped it because I had a whole clientele out in New York and New Jersey. And when I moved to Utah, across the country, I was like, well, I guess, I can't take my clients with me. And now that's a ridiculous statement.
Yeah, like Zoom wasn't a thing, right?
Well, Skype was a thing, kind of.
Skype? Oh.
But it was totally not acceptable to do coaching online. Now, coaching online is like
normal.
I think maybe it's even more of a norm than coaching in person. Right. But Zoom certainly wasn't a thing, and Skype was kind of a thing. And that wasn't a possibility really to take my clients
You could
with
have done
me.
a phone call.
I tried, actually. I had a couple that were like, they were committed. They didn't want to stop working with me. And I was like, okay, we'll try over the phone. And then they just sort of fell off because the phone thing was it just wasn't enough, right? We needed the face-to-face, or we needed something a little bit more personal. Anyway, so that I kind of just stopped that because it was like, I'm not gonna really do it. And then later on decided, okay, it's time to get back on, and we might tell you about some of those projects and things that we did. But we built what we considered our flagship product, right? for that business. Why do you laugh?
Wait, which? Oh, I thought you're talking about a different one. Okay.
Well, see, there's so many, right? No, but this one was like a common. Excuse me.
You're not talking life hacks?
No, I was not talking about life hacks. No.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about this was like even further down the road.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at this one. This was a great one.
And we'd been doing this product doing all this for a long time, and Magic for Life was already established again. And we were like, we're going to build this huge system and this huge product. And we went through and we built it, and we spent months and months building this thing. And, we sold it, and we got people on board, and we sold it to our ideal audience and found our niche and all that kind of stuff. And and we built it, and we had people that purchased it from us, which
You did.
for most people, that's like, "Sick, full steam ahead, let's go." And I remember, and I don't remember how soon it was at the end of the program as we were finishing the beta build of it, and we had people in it,
Right.
and I remember a moment looking at Lex and going, "If I have to do this one more time, I'm gonna stick a fork in my eye." And she was like, "What?" We like, "What?" I think maybe that's like might have been one of the closest times to Lexi killing me as no,
I think you've said that to me a couple of times.
yeah, like,
Few
but,
times.
we were successful. We had done everything everybody told us to do. We niched in, we got the client, the target avatar that we were hoping for, and when
You
I
did.
got them, I looked at it and I went,
I do
"I
not want
do
them.
not want them. I don't want to work with that is not what I thought I was signing up for." And yet we had built this massive program. I mean, and like we have a
We have a
workbook
whole book, you
about
should
this
see
thick about
the
this
whole project
program is
management
rocking.
system that I
Oh my
created for
gosh.
this
Yeah.
thing.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. No, it's huge. And I was
huge.
just like, I don't want to work with these people. And she was like, oh. And I don't know. She may not have forgiven me still, but but the program was incredible. And yet I think that the failure wasn't that it wasn't going to sell, and it wasn't that it wasn't going to work, and it wasn't that we didn't get people, and it wasn't the funnels or the marketing or any of those things. The fall there was that moment when I went, I can't do this. These are not my people. This is not what I thought I wanted to do. And I really did. I thought that's what I wanted to do. And in that moment, I just I didn't know what to do, and that spurred on a lot of other projects and a lot of other ideas and a lot of other concepts, and in hindsight, I can look back now and be thankful for it, but those are that was a rough moment. I mean, that was a really rough moment when I looked at all that stuff, and I look at that product, that program that we built, and I'm still
Yeah,
fond of it, and it is super powerful and is really good, and I always tell Lex, "Maybe we'll sell it again someday."
yeah.
Um, but
It's a
not
it's
not to those
great.
people. We
No, no,
definitely
no.
won't sell it to those people, and even now looking back, I can, just fully say, "Oh, okay, well, all we have to do is get a different market, like, we can just market it to somebody different, the product is
No, we
great."
just couldn't we couldn't quite see that then.
Yeah, no, it
We
was like an
thought
all or
maybe
nothing, like, it was such an
yeah.
identity, right? Like, we were gonna help those types of people.
I think that's the word. Like, it was our identity.
Yeah, and I think that happens a lot. I'm so thankful now
Yeah,
that, after that fall, that we were able to get back up and do something else and do something different because that was a big one. That was
yeah.
a big moment.
Yeah, there's just a different set of people that we are supposed to help,
Right. Right.
and, there were different things that we needed to learn to get to the point where we can, and, where I should say where we felt like we could help the people that we wanted to, specifically for me. Um,
Right.
I think that's a big thing.
I want to sort of prod you on with one
Oh,
and
snap.
let's hear you chat about it.
Okay.
We built a framework for you for one of your businesses, and
Mm.
uh, and I think I fell in love with the framework more than you did, along the way, but, and it had some great successes, and it had some, moments where it was like, "Okay, we can't do that anymore." So can you talk about that a bit?
Yeah. Um,
We can call it what it is if you want, that's fine, that's close enough.
call call it what it is?
Yeah, sure, I think we still use it, so it's fine.
Yeah, we still use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we We created a framework that is called the marketing choreography framework.
For your for a business you started called marketing
For a
choreography.
business that I started called marketing choreography, and, um, we created a whole program that was called the Marketing Choreography Studio, and we got people into this program. We had a very successful, um, Facebook group that was running, and
But a really multiple successful launches in that one. That was
yeah, multiple
awesome.
successful launches to get people
I know.
into what?
We look back at that and we're like, "Gosh, I wanna slap myself."
Yeah, there's definitely there's a lot of different things that I'm like, "Why in the world did we stop that?" Like, I guess just as you gain more knowledge, you go, "Wait, that was working." But you
Yeah.
don't always see it as working, and that happens with people that we work with every day.
Oh
They're
my
like,
gosh.
"Well, I got 3 sales, but that's not enough." I'm like,
We had one client that was
"Are you
getting, like
kidding me?"
what were they getting, like 300 leads a day
Yeah, I
or
don't even
something on their
understand.
ad spend, and we were like and they were like,
They
"It's just"
shut this business down.
yeah, they were like, "The numbers aren't good," and on their
I
ads, and we're like,
I
"You're getting
was
300 leads a week." It wasn't a day, it was 300 leads a week. And they were like, "It's just not going well, like, we wanted the numbers to be better," and we're like,
"Are you
"You're brand
kidding
new,
me?"
you just launched and you're getting 300 leads a week?" I mean, how many of you would sign up for that right now, right?
Right. My
Eh,
gosh.
People do it all the time. We're just as guilty, and
Yeah,
we did it too. We've done
yeah,
it
I mean, it
multiple
happens.
times, I am afraid to say.
Yeah, and what's interesting is, I had started Funnel After Party first before Marketing
Yeah,
Choreography. So I started
that's
Funnel
right.
After Party, and I started that whole group, and, um, Funnel After Party, it was this whole idea that um we were getting people who were struggling with this idea of funnels, and they had gone through a very popular person's,
Challenge,
challenge in the industry, and then we were getting them after that,
cleaning
and
up the mess.
supporting we were cleaning up the mess just a
There
bit,
was a lot of
uh
mess.
yeah, there was a lot of mess, just a lot of people who didn't understand, the full picture that was needed
I feel like
for
we still clean up a lot of that mess.
yeah, I think every
I mean,
day we're
years and years after, there's still a lot of that mess to clean up.
yeah, there is. And so I had started this group called the Funnel After Party, and so we had launched like this membership for the Funnel After Party, and we got a whole bunch of people in this, and it was succeeding. And then we were, and then um, I was like, well, it's not enough, and that's when like marketing choreography came in, and we said, okay, we've got to teach people like the whole system, and so then we converted all of the Funnel After Party stuff to the Marketing Choreography Studio, and we got more people in and launched it, and we had this whole framework that was going well, and we had people having success within it, and
I mean, we doing the whole 9 yards. We were selling high ticket, we were selling a membership, we
yeah,
had the
we had
whole system.
something
Yeah.
working there, and, um, I shut it down. I'm not quite sure how else to say it, like,
Yeah.
I decided that was not the right thing, and I think, Michael, you tried to convince me otherwise, like, "No, like, this framework was good, and let's go this direction," and I think ultimately, I think I didn't quite believe that I was good enough to teach these people this stuff. Like, I think that's what it comes down to, that I didn't quite believe in my journey and the things that I had learned, and I couldn't quite see the success that they were having even though they were having success, and it, like, just wasn't enough. It wasn't right in my head, and so we shut down this whole program. And we said bye to these people, and we moved on to the next thing.
It's like starting all over again too. It was funny.
Yeah, we did we basically did start all over, but I'm grateful because there are a lot of things that happened after that. that led us to, you know, this moment of 7/8
Yeah.
and being able to talk about 7/8 and help people with this idea.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what else did you want me to dig into there?
Oh, I think that's plenty. I think that the interesting part about this 7/8 principle is that the fall comes in many different ways. And I'm just going to be a broken record for this. And you'll hear me probably say this over and over again through these episodes. The fall isn't always like dramatic, you fell off a cliff. Like,
Yeah.
I drove my car off the road and I recovered and now I'm saving the world. Like, it's not always that.
We we know somebody that, like, that's
Yeah.
their story, like, they didn't, but they almost did, and that's what, like, woke them up, but
Yeah, and I don't think it has to be like that, and I think Lex and I have talked about that a number of times, like, you don't have to have a tragedy, it's inside your own head, you've already made it a tragedy.
yeah, I've struggled a lot with this because I see so many of these businesses and their backstory and their epiphany bridge, and they're like, I I came from this and I accomplished this, and they have, like, their tragedy story, and, I think I've always felt like my my story and my journey wasn't enough and couldn't keep up with some of those stories.
I don't think it's really about that, though, I think
And it's not about that, yeah.
like, inside your head, it is a big deal,
Yeah,
and it's hindsight that oftentimes takes years if you aren't cognizant of it, like, because of a show like this, because of 7/8. And the principle, sometimes it could take years, a lifetime. Sometimes people don't even find it. Sometimes you hang out with people that you're looking at them and you're like, and you just want to tell them, like, get over it. Like, you just
yeah.
kind of want to shake them and go, get over it. And it won't help, but you want to, right? And I think that these moments are huge. We talked about businesses gone by, and I mean, before we end, I just want to, like, we picked and narrowed into a couple of small stories, and we have tons of them. But I mean, we built a summit that rocked the house, and we closed it down. We we built a we built a personal development like series where we dug into people's uh, personal beliefs about their soul, and it was awesome. And we filmed it, and we got on stage, and we produced it, and it was amazing. And then we shut it down, and like, we kept doing these things over and over again. Now, our journey isn't your journey, and I don't mean to say that. Our journey was leading us here, and to the things that we do currently. Your journey is unique and it's special, and it might not be that you built hundreds of funnels. I would dare say thousands at this point, that we have built thousands of funnels
Yeah,
and
we've got
websites and tech, and we know tech so well,
yeah,
and we know it inside and out, and we love the space, and we love helping people with the tech, because not everybody loves the tech like we love the tech.
yeah,
And um
and get
but
it, like
yeah,
we get it.
but our journey led us to this point, and we had such a crazy winding road, and we know you have such a crazy winding road, and it might be filled with things like ours, or it might be completely different. You might be telling us these crazy stories about your experience becoming a hypnotherapist and all the winding road that you
And
took to get there, or
and you
whatever it
may
is.
not see it as crazy winding road, but if you start to look at it and talk about it, you can see that, man, there's a lot that led to that. And so many times, um, like, we'll have moments where it's like, "Oh my gosh, look at all those things that we did," but you don't realize that you've done all of those things because you're just in it and just going through it, but when you take a second and you pause and you look back, it's like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
there's a lot that's happened," and look at everything that led to that.
So Lex asked right before this episode, and we'll kind of close with this, but she said, what's the point? Why are we telling them this? Why are we telling them about the crazy businesses of our past and all the different crazy things that we've done, at least a few of them? Why are we sharing this? And I think it's because it's the beginning. You know, we have epic stories about each of those that we shared with you today, and many others. And those are part of our 7-8 story that won't be written until we're gone. And that's fine. But we can share with you other people's 7-8 stories so that you can start to have perspective on your 7-8 story. You may not be able to see something that's close to you right now, but what you can do is you can get back up. What you can do is recognize that maybe the fall was sugar coated by, oh, well, you know, I just didn't want to do that anymore. But inside of your soul is screaming at you, going, hey, yes, I do. Yes, I do want to do that. But I'm too afraid. I'm too scared. I've been hurt. I've been jaded. I've been beat up on too many times, and I don't want to get back up. And we hope to be a shining light for you at the end of the tunnel that says, just get back up. Just get back up. Just do it again, because maybe this next time, maybe this next iteration of what it is that you were meant to do to change the world will come out. Maybe the next run is your next fun.
Change the world and just something that you're passionate about
Sure.
and that fulfills you
Sure.
and that gets you excited and um there's too many people in the world that don't do what they want and don't chase that dream that they have.
Sure.
And it kills me. I like, just some of my friends, like, "Well, you wanna do that, why not, like, do that?" It's a very hard thing for me to comprehend, but I think there's a lot of people out there that are like that.
It's a big deal. Um, you know, we'd love to hear some of your 7-8 stories. And if you've paid attention to the outro, where we request that you send them in. And if you want if you want a chance for us to potentially share them with somebody on our show, you can let us know. And if you just want to share it with us to get it off your chest so that maybe you can see it in a different light and get some different perspective, then do that. Because sometimes it's nice to just write it down or just put it and document it, whether it's on video or whatever, and send it our way. We love to hear it. It's inspirational to us. That's why we're doing a whole show on it, and we'd love to hear. But these stories, as we progress through this podcast and these shows, will be there to inspire you, and maybe you hear something in one of these stories, and one of our stories, one of the ones that we're going to do the research on and bring to you.
Yeah,
Maybe you'll hear something in it that you go, wait a second, that's exactly where I'm at, and I didn't realize I was there.
yeah.
And that's it. Sometimes you just need that perspective. And I think the stories that we're going to be bringing to you, are going to bring that out in your life. There should be a lot of reflection. There should be a lot of hindsight. There should be a lot of perspective on what's happening in the moment. And hopefully these will inspire you to take the next step and show up for your soul before it stops showing up for you.
That's nice. I like that.
All right, guys. I mean, we could talk about this for hours. So if you guys want to hear more about some of our crazy businesses gone by, besides the stories we shared with you today, just comment below, subscribe, let us know. We're happy to create episodes and shows about the topics or subjects that you put in the comments, and let us know. You can watch us on YouTube. You can listen to us on all the major podcast channels. And of course, please share it with somebody that needs to hear this today, because you never know what kind of impact that might have on the world in the days to come. Until next time, keep getting back up. 8.
Eat.
We'll see you on the next episode. Take care.
Bye.
That's a wrap for this episode of 7-8, where rising isn't optional, it's who we are. If you're walking through the fire right now, or if you've already come out the other side, we want to hear your story. Head over to 7eight.life. That's SEVEN 8 SevenEight.life and tell us what you've been through, how you got back up, and what you've learned along the way. Your voice could be the one someone else needs to hear right now. And while you're there, suit up. The 7-8 gear isn't just clothing, it's armor for the battle, a symbol of what you've been through and the fact that you're still here. Wear it, own it, rock it. And until next time, keep getting back up, 8.